Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Diva and I'm here again. It's your girl. You already know that I got to come in and give y'all a message or two, because when Spirit gives me certain things to give y'all, I just got to be obedient and bring it to y'all. Okay, so remember the other day we shared a video concerning an encounter that I had with God and how he came over me and I could just like see a vision. So the very same night, I wanted to save this for this particular video because it was separate, but I feel like it was coinciding with what he did throughout the night. So that, if you haven't seen that video, y'all make sure y'all check it out, okay? But anyway, listen, so that night I had a dream and I don't even know where I was. I was with someone, but I don't know who it was. But remind you, that same night I prayed and asked God to send someone to pray for me because I needed deliverance. I knew I needed deliverance, and I know I still do. So I'm like, God, just please send someone. And it's 1:11 right now, guys. Look, let me show you. Look, 1:11. Look at that. Bam. So I prayed the night before, and I was like, Lord, I need you to deliver me. I've been asking him to deliver me, and I was like, send someone to pray for me to deliver me from whatever I need deliverance from. And so that night I was asleep. I was awakened by one of the kids, and so I woke up and I was like right in the middle of deliverance in my dream. So like I'm in my dream, I'm somewhere where I really don't know where I'm at because all I can remember is hearing about some spirits. Like I could hear God or whoever this was with me calling out these different spirits out of me. And it was like, yeah, she's in Florida and you got to go back where you came from. Like, this is where you came from. You got to go back. So it's crazy because all of those spirits I must have picked up, in Florida, he's casting them out. And so I'm here to say this simply because, a lot of you guys may need deliverance as well. And you may feel like you need to go to some particular church, find a particular church that does deliverance ministries and all of that. And all of that is good because I was saying the same thing. I was telling my parents, I was like, I need to go to this church where they deliver people. And, she was like, well, you can go. I was like, what? Like, why you ain't going with me? But anyway, I was just sitting there like, let me just ask God, because I've been asking him to deliver me, but I cried out that night. I told y'all, I cried out that night. And that whole time I'm praying, not knowing what God is about to do. The thing about God, he shows up so mysteriously because I just been waiting. Like and it's been like 2 or 3 weeks. Like I've been waiting. And so that particular night, him sending someone, or it was probably him, casting out these spirits out of me, and I was getting delivered. I was so upset though, because when the kids woke me up, I'm like, I don't think it was finished. But because I mean it was just coming like all of those. Oh, I think it was Thru, because I just thought about it. Me, my mom, my sister, we were about to drink some coffee, and that's when I woke up. Like I don't know if that coffee was significance to something that was trying to get right back. Because you ain't supposed to eat or drink in no dream, y'all know that. So I don't know if it was significant to that. So maybe that's why I was awakened. Maybe God woke me up because of that, because it was just like, yeah, don't drink that. I was getting ready to drink it, y'all, because I love me some coffee. But I'm assuming that part of the deliverance was finished, because I just thought about that. It's funny how Holy Spirit gives you the remembrance of what your dreams are when you're talking about it. So listen, I love the fact that God, the way that he does things, he moves in such a miraculous way. And sometimes we feel like we need to pull him to do it faster or sooner. God does it in his timing, just like I always say. He does it in his timing. And when he did that, I was just so happy. Like that was just like, I know I'm about to wake up in the morning feeling so rejuvenated, so excited, so free, because I'm knowing like me having all of that on me. It was so many, like he was calling out. And y'all remember in the Bible when he cast out those demons out of that man and like his disciples couldn't do it. It was him who had to do it, because he said that these kind can only come out by prayer and fasting. And so with him doing that in my dream, coming to me like that, sometimes he has to stop us in a position where we are resting, and that's when he can do his work. And I was just so happy. I'm just thanking God for all of that, y'all. I just wanted to give that little that big testimony, because obviously that was something big, and I just wanted to share with you guys to let you know that when you cry out to God and you know that it's something that you need freeing from, pray to him, cry out to him. That's all he needs. And it's like he always shows up when I cry. But you know, mind you, before I came to this position, it was hard for me to cry. It was hard for me to shed tears. I wouldn't cry. I would just be like kind of anxious, upset, depressed, but none of the tears would come out. It was so crazy, because I remember one time I was in my apartment. I was down, and I knew I was down, and I could feel it. And I was like wanting to cry, but it wouldn't come out. So I fell asleep, and in my sleep or in my dream, I'm crying. Like I'm boo-hooing crying. I felt like I was actually really crying, but I was halfway asleep, but it could have been in my dream. But that releases so much. Like I feel like even through your tears, demons can come out. I feel like even through tears, you can be delivered because you're crying them out. You know, because some people, they throw up. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. You know, some people do that and it actually comes out like that. Sometimes it just comes out with a breath of air, a burp, a cough, all of that. It just, you know, and that's how those tears that night just really relieved me. And I knew I needed it, but sometimes I feel like the enemy can try to hold back your tears, or, you know, cause you to not be able to cry. It had to have been something, because I'm a crybaby, y'all. I will cry for anything, but I've been, you know, prone to stay strong. I don't like people seeing me cry. I don't like it, but that's why I was crying in my dream and in my sleep. So that is simply what I wanted to talk to you guys about, because God is so amazing. And it's crazy because I feel like crying now. He's so amazing, y'all. It's such an amazing transition for me since I've changed my life, and God has changed my life, and it's just been so different. It's like, even though I feel like I don't have as much as I used to have, I have God. And it's like, you are all I need. As long as I can have your presence, as long as I can have you around me to comfort me, to lead me, to let me know that you're standing on your promises and I'm trusting you in faith, that's all I need. You know, it's like, God, you're amazing. And it's crazy because I was looking at this guy on TikTok, and he was talking about how he lost his child, and she was like 7 years old, and he just really began to hate God. And after a while, he just, you know, for years he hated God, and he didn't understand why he had to lose his child. And he said one day he was alone, and I'm going to share the video after this video, okay? So he said one day he had to he was alone, and God just literally spoke to him. He said it shook him so hard that it scared him when God spoke to him. He said, "She was never yours, she was mine. I only made you a steward to watch over her while she was here on this earth. She's always been mine." And that's the thing about it. See, he changed his life after that, and he got closer to God because he understood what was going on. And so that's what I think about now. I'm like, wow, we're only stewards. None of this is ours. None of this is ours. We're here to steward what God has trusted us to have and to do, the things that we're here to do. But when we engage in those things and use them as idols, that's when we open ourselves to the realm of, you know, the enemy. That's when we open ourselves up, when we begin to look at those things as idols. Money, cars, trucks, lands, even our family. Like, we can't just we have to love God more than anything. I don't care if you love everybody that you're, like your husband, your wife, your children. You got to love God more than them. That's the only way. He said in his word, I forgot which disciple he told him, he said, anyone that loves their children or their family more than me, they're not, and I'm paraphrasing, they're not worthy of following or being in the kingdom of God or something like that. And that's so true, because we do have to love him that much more, because he's the one who created us. We're only but a breath. If he wanted to say, look, I'm not gonna give you that breath right there, it's gonna be gone. Like, that's it on it. And we have to love him more than this life. Therefore, we won't care about any of the stuff that we lost, any of the things that even when they come, we're thankful for it, but we don't hold it as idols. We simply thank God for it, and we steward it while we can. And if he decides that he wants to take it away, we can't be mad about it. We just gotta get up. And I figured, like, if that guy with that testimony could just say, you know what, you right about his child, and then move forward. And I'm pretty sure it took some time for him to move forward, but to move forward knowing now that she's with the creator and she's good now, he can move forward. If he can do it, sure enough we can do it with things. And when we lose things, like, that's it. You know, I want to just encourage you guys to keep trusting in God, keep holding on to him, keep pressing towards him, and keep asking him for his presence, for him to deliver you. If you're looking to be delivered from something, he will do it. You don't know when, you don't know where, and you don't know how. I know I didn't, but that dream definitely spoke volumes, and I knew it was just as real as it would have been if I would have went to a church or to someone else to cast those out of me. It was just as real. I love it. I love when he shows up like that. It's like, wow. Because, like, y'all know, I have been having so many bad dreams the last couple of weeks since, you know, I moved away from my apartment. It just was so much was going on, and every night it was like a different nightmare. And I'm like, bruh, when does this stop? When in the world does it stop? Like, oh God, every morning I have to wake up and rebuke it, and, you know, ask God to forgive me for even, you know, doing whatever it could have been in the dream. If it was something that I did, that if I sinned in the dream, and I'm asking him to help me. So, like, at this moment, I'm like, God, you are so amazing. Like, thank you for that dream. Thank you. I'm grateful, y'all. So listen, be encouraged. He's with you. He's able to answer your prayers. He'll do whatever he says he will do. Trust and believe, because I know all about it. Thank y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Thank y'all for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to give an offering to the channel, you can do so through SuperChat, Superthanks, and Cashapp $DivaTV. All right, peace, love, and light. I love you guys.
When my daughter passed in 2010, some guys had tried to break into my house, and I had a successful store. I mean, I was very successful. I made some good money, and some guys tried to break into my home, and I ended up getting into a shootout with one of the guys, and my daughter got hit, my 7-year-old daughter. And when she got hit, I lost everything. I lost myself. My wife died in the inside. Everything that we knew and loved came to a halt. I was mourning so much. And I remember telling myself how much I hated God, how angry I was with God that he allowed my baby to be taken. He allowed me to lose my daughter. I was angry with God. I hated God. I cussed him out every single day. And then the next year, they took all 3 of my kids. And then after that, I went to prison for 4 years. And then after that, 2 months into my prison sentence, my wife left me. I lost everything. And I remember being in prison telling God how much I hated him. He wasn't real, and all this stuff that I know wasn't to be true, because I know God is real. But I hated him for allowing this stuff to happen in my life. And I remember as I was cussing God out, literally cussing God out, I remember saying to him, you allowed me to lose my daughter, my baby. And when I said that to him, I never felt God anger until that day. And it was so strong, it scared me. It shook me to my core. And the Lord said, what he said to me was, that's not your daughter. You just a steward over what I gave you. And then I said it again humbly because it scared me. It scared me so much. I said, but my baby, you allowed me to lose my baby. That's my daughter. He said, that's not your daughter. You just a steward over what I gave you. Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 14 says that the heavens and the highest of heavens is the Lord's, and the earth and all that's in it. Everything you have belongs to God. Your car belongs to God. Your job belongs to God. Your children belongs to God. You belong to him. That breath that you breathe in, you wouldn't even be breathing it if he didn't let you. You wouldn't even be able to work if he didn't let you. You wouldn't have a house if he wouldn't open that door. You wouldn't have a car. Everything belongs to God. We need to keep in mind that everything we have is his. Everything belongs to him. This is why we give 10% of our money, our tithes. So I think we need to come back to a humble place and remember nothing we have is because of us. It's all because of the glory of the Lord. Jesus, our God, the Father is real. Because if we don't keep this in mind, this is why we lose certain things, and he allows us to lose it, because we come to a place that we don't remember everything belongs to God. Nothing is yours.